Before we start off, I'm just gonna say that the hair is extremely difficult to draw. Drawing hair with with very little detail is extremely hard to do. So I would really recommend looking at a reference image if you are a beginner. So the first step is to draw the outline of the face to start off, just to help us, picture what the head is going to look like, so that we know where to place the hair. So now that we have the basic structure of the face to see where the face is, I'm gonna put the hair around 2/3 up from the eyes to the forehead. Now I'm just going to create a very simple outline or of the shape of the hair. Now it doesn't have to be detailed at all. This is only the outline. You'll notice that as I'm drawing the shape of the hair, I'm also drawing tiny little, like, extra lines of the hair. This is just to help me visualize what the hair would look like. If you don't want to, you don't have to draw these additional lines. Now this next step is to create smaller shapes to basically, or essentially, just to separate the main image of the hair into smaller groups, preferably into hair groups where you can differentiate where different lights, like light tones, will be. So you might want to separate light tones from half tones to dark tones. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to locate where the light tones will be, or where I will not shade at all, because the lighting here is quite harsh. So if you saw my video about how to draw the mouth, you will know what I mean by harsh lines. So this is a clear example of what harsh lines will be. So there's just this this very big area of hair where you will not include any shadows. Starting with the left side, I'm just going to fill in the halftones, and once I feel like I'm done with the halftones, I can then start filling in the dark tones. Now it's okay if you miss some of the halftones before you start the dark tones, because sometime or later you're going to definitely make a mistake, and you're just going to do it again. But in this case, I'm just using my mechanical pencil to create an indication of what the lighting would look like, and how some groups of hairs will be packed together to act as, you know, as one hair. Now I'm going to use a paintbrush, a clean paintbrush, to just kind of smoothen out the hair. Now the paintbrush is extremely recommended for me if you want to draw hair. Now the paintbrush is just such an amazing tool. It almost creates the magic. And so now, uh, after I've smoothed out the hair and the graphite, I'm going to take my kneadable eraser, and I'm just going to dab in some lines of the hair which I feel like should be left untouched or lighter. The problem, or I wouldn't say the problem, the difficult part about drawing hair is that you're never going to get a first try. If you draw hair and you get everything nice and correct the first time you do it, or the first round of drawing the hair, it is most likely not going to look good, because the hair just requires so much mending, and in the process to just create hair, you're going to face a lot of mistakes. So these mistakes will often require you to rub it out, draw it again, or just add more tone or shadows to it. One very, very important thing to be aware of is that you never want to draw every single strand of hair. Now that I am basically done with the left side, I can then decide to move on to the left side, where I will also start with the halftones, and then I'm going to move on to the dark tones. So for the light tones, I'll use something like a 2B pencil or 4B pencil, and for dark tones, I'll always use the 8B pencil. if you look really closely at what I'm drawing here, it's like I'm leaving some areas lighter than other areas. And with hair, it is very unpredictable to see where the light will go and where the light will not go. So drawing hair through just your imagination can be extremely challenging. That's why I would recommend using a reference image. So for the finishing touches, I'm just going to use what seems like to be a 4B pencil to just go over everything again, add some little parts where it's darker, and I'm just gonna say that the artwork is complete. Thank you for watching.